taking down Alliance 2-1 in one of their series earlier on, and looking pretty good doing it, while Chicken Fighters losing 2-1 to Na'Vi and beating Team Spirit 2-1. Kind of middle of the pack, it feels, in terms of what their performance is going to be looking like moving forward. Switch over to these overlays, and then it should be good and ready to go. Oh, it's happened again. It's reset my settings. There we go. People watching in Dota TV, sorry. For some reason, Dota just decides to mute my mic and turn off my...
sorry. You can just listen to me then.
Just listen. I mean, I didn't say anything of value anyway. Lacoste is the one that you want
you're
to be
having a
paying
good
attention
point.
to. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I come out with them once in a while. So Saberlight up top on the Brewmaster. Going to be facing off against the Dahak Phantom Lancer, Tanner, the mid DK with Supreme Storm, and then the massive clash down bottom about to kick off with Era Nick, Soneko, Kotzel, Charlie Terrorblade, and over on the dire side, Blizzy Batrider, Milan Pango, and PPD on the Snapfire. As the bounty runes about to be contested. They're thinking about maybe going towards that outpost, but Radiant holding the high ground. Dragon Knight coming down here as well, so we've got this massive 4 versus 3 as they charge up the ramp.
About to get whacked.
Onto the staircase. Good blinding light from Soneko, but the Swashbuckle will close the gap and allow them to click down. The Kotzel, no! The 3-man impale! Era saves the day. Soneko barely getting away, and Kotzel with the movement speed looks like he might just be fine. Swashbuckle up in 7 seconds. They've just got to let him go, haven't they? Scatter Blast out of range. No way you're catching up to that one. 6 stun from Era.
They should have definitely gotten that kill. Lined up for a perfect next assassin stun. Well, that just happened, so we can continue. Without a first blood, Peter tried to snap a courier on a mid lane, but no one was using it. He has Ring of Bassi, so a bit of more spamming in this lane, while Brewmaster going for a region build. Flask, Tango, and the Ring of Region. Next assassin with that headdress is gonna pull the lane back.
Yeah, looks like it. Arrow swings wide. Saberlight still taking a pretty massive chunk of damage, though, from that spam you're mentioning. Enabled by the Ring of Bassi there on PPD. 4-0 Storm. Dragon Knight 4-0 as well. 5-0. Very even so far in that mid lane. Down bottom, how are we looking? Pango, Batrider. Milan dragging wave back for Blizzy to farm. Terrorblade in between is tier 1, tier 2. Dire Observer Ward here scouting out every movement of that Keeper of the Light, though. Milan able to do some good trading. Orb of Venom making it worthwhile for him, but the 9-1 charges on Soneko. Yeah, Milan realizes he can't really stick around and continue that battle.
Also, if he gets close, blinding light from Keeper of the Light, the missed chance. I still can't believe the level 1 is 70%. It doesn't scale with levels.
It's pretty insane, yeah. Oh, Milan getting a courier snipe. Sentry ward down. So this Obs ward, which potentially was going to get taken out by Soneko, still stands. But I think more importantly, the pull camp, which is sentried up and blocked. Not available to them. Terrorblade not farming completely freely as Storm Spirit 13-3. Is that all lane creeps? Has he killed off a jungle camp as well?
It's Storm favorite matchup. Before it was different, but Storm Spirit is a very strong laner right now. I would say 60 to 40. This is just Dragon Knight missed a couple of CS. And I think he used Breathe Fire. The first one, try to get a first blood so that his mana regen is extremely low, so he couldn't have it one extra time.
He does have the wand now, at least. So Remnants there going to be giving him some charges. Dahak gets the clap, the stun. Chicken Fighters really sticking it to the PL, forcing the salve, but he's also got Ring of Tarax, so Phantom Lance are going to regen really nicely up in that top lane as PPD takes a couple of whacks from Saberlight. Cookie forward, though, allows Dahak to commit on to the Brewmaster, and First Blood spilled, as PPD should be able to walk away. Oh, there's a stun from Era, connecting that one, but he's going to need 2 or 3 more hits. The regen from the Tango keeping PPD safe and sound. Next Assassin unable to get the trade.
I don't know how many times I've said it, like Nyx Assassin is probably the worst position for a hero before he gets to level 6. What do? Like you use that stun and then you right click people, carapace something off for 0.6 seconds.
Yeah, I'd like to see people revert to the old mana burn build. Just like go to the mid lane mana burn a couple of times. Get level 2, then you have your stun. You know, have a bit of fun with the hero.
And this build on the Hawk, he went straight into Ring of Tarask with Quelling Blade. Now he is bringing a Raid Band and a Magic Wand. This item still feels broken.
It sure does. Perpetually regenning and sticking in that lane. Nyx Assassin looking for a pull across. Saberlight for now seems reasonably content just trading hits with everybody else. Oh. Whoops. Era misses out on that stunt. Mid lane, Supreme aggressively battling Tanner. Dragon Knight with the 2 points in the blood though. Very difficult hero to kind of chip away at and bring down. And he's also got the salve to pop himself back up to full HP.
Supreme with the Regen Rune in bottle so you can keep playing aggressive. Like, even if you rotate Pango on a mid lane, Storm Spirit does not care. And he's about to hit level 6. Gonna be full HP, full mana with that regen. So you don't really threaten a kill, even though Dragon Knight has a point in stun. Dragon Knight is level 5.5, while Storm Spirit is 6. So Naiko, what's happening with him?
That was a cute little play there with the Chakra Magic Mana Leak onto Milan, then Blinding Light back, but Swashbuckle allowed Milan to get back towards the Bounty Rune and nearly got himself a kill there. Looks like now he gets a little bit of time to farm. Blizzy, level 4 with boots up. Nothing queued just yet. The Storm Spirit, level 6. Zip zapping over the top of Tanner. No regen rune remaining. Elder Dragon form here. Just going to try and get a little bit of damage on that tier 1 potentially. Needs that new creep wave to come in. While up top, Era and Saberlight, they've looking worse for wear. PPD, I think, accidentally putting a salve on himself instead of Dahak. Very unfortunate. Oh, and a haste rune for Storm. There's no way for DK to contest these runes, and it doesn't look like NIP are doing anything to help him. So the haste in, Supreme takes him back down to about half HP. Dragon Tail with a cookie forward. They're trying to chain stun the Storm and blow him up, and they've done it perfectly. Absolutely beautiful stuff from NIP with the 2 support rotations.
Well, perfect execution. They did not miss a single spell, and the perfect timing. You could saw Milan already being there, walking from the bottom lane, while PPD TP. It seems like they expected this kind of rotation. Dragon Knight also put some pressure on a mid tower. You don't necessarily need to kill it, but he took off almost 1,000 HP on it.
He sure did. Saberlight with raindrops up top. Dahak, a couple of 1 charges, and that ring still sitting pretty. PPD going for the cookie forward. Will force Saberlight to potentially walk all the way back to Fountain. TP to lane. High Ground Observer Ward scouts him doing so. And nobody's taken that final bounty rune just yet. Milan got a couple. Era took 1. And Storm Spirit, okay. We'll see it now. Refill that bottle.
Oof, Arcane Rune picked up by a TB. One of the better tier 1 items that you want to have on your Storm Spirit. Mana replenished so you can farm faster. Extra intelligence. Quelling Blade, sorry, Iron Talon for TB. Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, he's gone aggressively into that creep wave. Carapace there from Era. Able to catch him out as the Metamorphosis from Charlie gives him that long range and attack damage to slay the Bat Rider. They're still focusing around this mid lane though. NIP have the backup with a Grandma, Supreme with Era, both aiming to just remove Tanner from that laning stage. He finds himself a regen rune. Gets cancelled out, but the Dragon Tail stops Supreme from doing any additional damage. And a cookie forward, he's looking for Courier, not for the kill on the hero.
Brewmaster is about to hit level 6. So I want to see some kind of rotation on the top lane. Try to grab a kill on Phantom Lancer. This first primal split is very important Oh, Ironwood 3 for Phantom Lancer. He'll gladly pick that one up. Like, he has 1.5k HP with the strength power treads.
Super tanky boy.
PL understands that Brewmaster is about to hit level 6, instantly TPs to the bottom lane. Like, he understands how this works.
Doppelganger to break the trees. Scout out anybody rotating in from Chicken Fighters. As Storm top of the net worth. PL pretty close behind. Quite even between the rest of them there. Batrider looking pretty decent though, ahead of the Brewmaster. And have we seen what he's going for? Boot to travel for Batrider, so he has queued that up, and it looks like he's saving for it as well. So no Tranquil's drums, no blink rush. We'll go for that map maneuverability. Suneko trying to deal with the Phantom Lancer bottom lane. Yeah, Blinding Light, Illuminate, clear out some creep waves, get yourself your Tranquil boots up, but it's going to be around this mid lane that we see the big fight. Brewmaster, like you've been saying, has the Primal Split, which he wants to use. Tanner realizing the danger that's coming. Leaves the tower mid in deny range. And the chase around the outpost. PL illusions as Dahak tries to clear out some ancient camps. Chicken Fighters sticking around here, but they seem a little tentative about actually engaging any of these NIP heroes.
The Hawk felt comfortable on the bottom lane. They had to observe and got killed. Dragon Knight with the dragon form has a bit more time on it. Mid tower very low. Next assassin needs like 4 hits to deny that tower, and they get it.
Yeah, nice little stun there, and 2 heroes to deny the tower. Taking that gold away from NIP and away from this Dragon Knight, but it's still an opening on the map, right? It's still access to the triangle into this bottom jungle area, down towards tier 2 bot, where PL has already pressured pretty heavily. That's what NIP need. Tanky Dragon Knight, double bracer, blink queued up on him. And they will swing down south into that bottom lane. Outposts, was it? No, both of them controlled by the Dire, top and bottom. So no additional outpost, no XP for Chicken Fighters as Kotl trying to defend that bottom lane. Does get picked off.
So the Hawk is pushing your tier 2 tower. Charlie got the tower on the top lane. So far, NIP staying ahead. Brewmaster, even though he got an earlier level 6, still did not use ulti.
And now he has to use it defensively.
There it is.
Dahak has dived in deep here, but Milan with a great Rolling Thunder doesn't get the second connection onto the Storm Spirit as the Zip Vortex. Dahak still getting caught. No doppelganger left, and he's down. The carapace from Era catching Blizzy, so 3-0. NIP, they're bleeding out. The DK, the chain stun onto the Storm Spirit, does bring down Supreme at the very least, but I feel like NIP have overstayed their welcome now. Tanner, okay, he's pretty beefy. 21 charges still in his pocket will allow him just to stand his ground with the backing of PPD. Cookie in 4. And they're going to try and make a play on Suneko. Blinding Light, it is ready, but the chain stuns. PPD, where's the mana for Cookie? He doesn't have it. He's 30 mana off it, but Tanner still has the kill. And Era, what, 450 health here?
Not sure what Suneko's plan there was. Like, he just walked into a certain death. Also, we didn't say this, but Nyx Assassin is the ultimate counter for Snapfire. You use Mortimer Kisses, and he just carapaces and comes into fiery bubble.
Stops you from doing anything. Terra Blade. Maxed out Metamorphosis and that Conjure Illusion. Conjure Image. Charlie with Yasha. What's that? Royal Jelly coming out to him. Iron Talon to clear out some of these camps, and of course the Ancient's a little faster as a swashbuckle forward down bottom. Milan thinking about the Rolling Thunder. No Primal Split, of course, remember, and there's also no Will-O-Wisp. It's a level 5 Keeper of the Light, 13 minutes in still. Radiant Scan catches a glimpse of a couple of heroes on the high ground. So none of them will be walking up the staircases, none of them breaking ranks. Even Saberlight, the tanky Brewmaster, he's almost got 2,000 health and he's still scared of jumping in as Supreme looks like the ball lightning away gets him out of range of the DK stun. And the blink reveal on Dragon Knight now shown off.
That was not a good blink reveal.
It sure wasn't.
Sometimes it's shorter than you think. Have you seen that sign in any of the public toilets?
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't remember where. I think I saw it in like Lithuania or something. They have a lot of funny signs over there. Hello. There's the jump on Castle. Destroyed by the Mortisman's Kisses as Storm tries to zip in onto PPD, but the lasso into Rolling Thunder. Dahak with the damage. A Ball Lightning back down to the Tier 2 tower, and the Primal Split is actually doing a decent amount of work, killing off PPD,
Supreme.
but Dahak takes down Supreme. I don't know how that's happened. And I'll find a bonus one onto Era as well, and this chase is just not going to stop. Saberlight with no ulti, 21 charges, but surrounded by 4 NIP heroes. He's going to just get run down here. The TP cancelled immediately by the Dragon Tail. And a double kill for Blizzy gives NIP the Tier 2 tower. And the ability to maybe swing into Roshan or go towards mid, push out these lanes, get their farm continuing. As the only one out on the map for Chicken Fighters is that Terrorblade.
Storm, my friend, you need to be quicker on those zips. Yeah, is that a face? Yes, it is. I thought it was going to be a happy one. He had like a second and a half. He saw Pangolier rolling toward him. They had the vision.
Yeah, I was 100% sure Storm was fine. Like, he zips away from the fight. There's no, like, instant stun anymore. He can just ball away. So I started looking at the other part of the fight, and then, wait, Supreme's died? Oopsie doopsie.
This fight was without Terrorblade, and he's going for SNY build. We see that more often. Just the status resistance build against the lasso, against the Dragonite stun. But Manta style here is very important, I would say. You're playing against Breathe Fire, so you can dispel that. You can dispel the Disarm from Lucky Shot. Sticking up palm charges. It's a good Manta game.
It sure is. I mean, you can even, like, Manta dodge the Dragonite range stun, right? That projectile.
Yes.
There's lots of potential there for it. Era scouted by that sentry, being pinged out by the DK as well. There's another sentry there, all over the place from NIP. Oh, Tana,
it's a
Arcane
sentry
Rune.
meta. You want to buy sentries whenever you can as a support. Oh, we might see a first Will of the Wisp this game. Keeper of the Light, almost level 7. They definitely needed that ulti to actually win some team fights.
Seneko also pretty adept now at defending this bottom lane.
Bottom
There's no
something.
towers. There's bottom, yeah. Sad, sad times. Who's got the clumsy net? Who's got neutral items, actually? Vampire Fangs over on the Brewmaster as they swap around and confuse me greatly. Pupils Gift TB. Dragon Scale on the next Assassin. Grovebow Storm, pretty damn good. And Dire Side, no one's picked up the clumsy net yet, but you've got Imp Claw DK, Grovebow, Pango, another shawl for the PL. Broom Handle Batrider, why the hell not? Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel, Wind Lace, 478 move speed under smoke.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing a pub and there is a neutral item available and everyone was so greedy, so Batrider ends up with Broom Handle.
They've caught the Storm. They've got the chain stun here. Don't know if they've got enough damage though. Storm finally scatterblasted into the ground, and the Rolling Thunder from Milan chasing towards Era's next assassin. They've got a bonus kill. It's the cherry on top, and the courier might be falling too. I don't know what that is. Some kind of horned beetle, but it's been destroyed by Dahak. Era's courier gone, and this Storm Spirit now, net worth really is lacking, struggling a lot. Supreme. Fight's not
There's a
going their
huge
way.
difference what these position 4s and 5s are doing right now. Like, compare Nyx Assassin to Pangolier with the Disarm, and most importantly, Rolling Thunder. And then you have this Snapfire, who's setting up the kills. He's involved in 9 out of 12 kills, while Keeper of the Light, like, he's literally not doing anything at the moment.
0-4-1. Yeah, it's been a big struggle. When TB has BKB, maybe Charlie will decide to start joining in the battles. But it just has been this systematic domino effect of fight into objective, tower after tower. But Roshan still standing is available there if Chicken Fighters can get a decent couple of pickoffs. That's what Milan's scouting for now. He's invis, he's looking for Roche, he's looking for smokes. He'll spot out Supreme. As Seneko moves towards Dahak. The jump in with the ball lightning was very well placed by Supreme there, but with no vortex, Dahak just doppelgangers away. And the Dragon Tail catching the heroes that are held up on the high ground. Rolling Thunder from the Invis Pango catching Kotl, so Will-O-Wisp not coming out just yet. Cyclone up onto the Dragonite to stop that initiation tool that NIP has. And Charlie, this Terrorblade, he's arrived. He's come in, but Supreme has already been blown up, burning to life. He's gone! The Storm Spirit's destroyed. Another Cyclone on the DK will take him out of the fight again. But Dahak now has free reign. Terrorblade's going to get gap closed, disarmed up. He's going to try and Sunder. He's got 14 wand, but he doesn't get either of them off. He gets disabled, disarmed, chain stunned, and NIP with 3 quick kills.
That's why I like to see Manta style, so he can get rid of that disarm from Pangolier. Like, he also reduces his armor. TB has a pretty high armor, but you just disarm him and he can't do anything. Yes, you will have BKB, but you're still far away from it. That's gonna be a free Roche for NIP. Milan's positioning is extremely good in these fights. Like, he only died once so far in position for Pango, and Pango is known to be caught in a really bad spot. Since you have this Rolling Thunder, you have repositioning abilities, so you need to be careful where you're standing so far. From Milan, very nicely done. Rolling Thunder, just fake it.
Beautiful stuff. That Invis rune helped out tremendously as well. Nice Diffusal Blade for the PL now. Manta, Diff Blade, Aegis in his hands. Seneko, Blinding Light back the Phantom Lancer, but he's still got that Phantom Rush to sprint towards Saberlight, who doesn't have a TP. On cooldown for another couple of seconds. Brewmaster getting all of his mana burnt away. He's going to try and TP now. Saberlight finally gets it off. No stuns coming. NIP will not be able to catch either of the heroes. As Seneko also hiding away in that tree line. Storm Spirit just feels so far behind this game. Bloodstone, he's closing in on it.
And this is the best item you can get on DK. Heaven's Halberd gives you self HP regen. Look what he's standing right now, 34 per second, and having an extra disarm against DB. Oof, man, that feels good.
It sure does. Really hitting that tempo hard. Milan nearly has Blink Dagger himself. And the thing is, with this Storm versus PL, if you're on even footing, it feels kind of okay for Storm to, you know, zip in, zip out, try and get the catch, bail away from the illusion so you don't get mana burnt. But as soon as Storm is, you know, even a little bit behind, as they make a jump, Seneko yet again shredded, even in its own base. As a Primal Split will give Saberlight a bit of time here, and I just don't see what the plan is. Terrorblade's not even joining the fight. TB is still out on the map farming. Supreme with a double damage rune stunned yet again. And chased down with a cookie forward. They've got the chain stuns, and it looks like Supreme is once more in the grave.
Yeah, this is game, Gary. Like, they've been playing 4 versus 5. No Keeper of the Light for the whole game. Terrorblade not joining fights when Brewmaster is using Split. He's putting some pressure on, like, tier 2 towers. They still have tier 1 on the mid and the bottom.
Okay, Lasso is on cooldown. Whew. Charlie with a smart TP. I was a little bit worried there for a second. You don't lose any buildings in your base, though, Chicken Fighters. It's not a complete lost cause. And that is the BKB for Charlie done. Storm has one queued up as well, and it looks like aiming for the Aghanim Scepter straight after. Blizzy can shove out that top wave with Boots of Travel, then rejoin the fight if he wants to. For now, he's stacking camps for himself, building up bank, trying to rush towards a BKB, even though he's got a Staff of Wizardry already picked up. So what, he was thinking of 4 staff and then switched back? Oh, his courier's dead. Yo, Lacoste, look mid lane where PPD is.
Looking at it.
Do you see a massive fuck-off tree?
I don't know what that tree is.
You see it, right? It's huge. No, okay, now it's gone again.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I did not see it,
You
Gary.
didn't see it?
Structures are fortified.
There was just a massive tree in the middle of my screen. Okay. Well, it's gone now.
Tower is under
Very
attack.
weird. Dota 2. What a game. NIP, 9k lead. I don't think that's going to slow down either. Acceleration downwards. It's plateauing a little bit. Thanks to this Terrorblade. Farming up Ancient, Supreme,
Radiant's
pretty
top
safely.
tower is under attack.
Shoving out that top wave into the tier 3s.
Top tower is under attack.
But look at Blizzy, hey. Scouting out Storm, forcing him to TP out with the ball lightning. And now can rejoin the rest of his squad. As they play down towards the bottom lane, Dahak spots out Charlie. Phantom Lancer being removed of all his mana and HP. Tries to turn with that reflection, but holding the Sunder, which I thought he might just use. And Primal Split from Brewmaster trying to cause a bit of chaos. In the back, there's a lasso and a ball lightning forward. Milan, the Pango down. PPD with the Mortimer's Kisses getting cancelled out now with the Will-O-Wisp and the Vortex there. And Tanner struggling to stick on a target, but Dahak has finished off the Will-O-Wisp. Saberlight TPing home and gets himself out of danger. So Terrorblade and Pango, the two lives to be traded back.
They found the perfect target. TB. TB is under leveled, man. He's only level 14. Snapfire position 5 on enemy team is level 13. That's the problem. They're playing against the Dragonite, long duration stun with the Blink initiation, and then you have a Batrider. So even if you pop a BKB, they still might hold you in place for a very long time. And these disarms from either Pangolier or Haven's Halberd is just too much for TB to play right now.
Aegis has gone. Backdoor regen kicks in. NIP still farming up on Blizzy. Yeah, he's got full force staff on Courier with Clumsy Net as well. Mindbreaker. Grabbed up by Blizzy. Let's see who he gives that to. Pango.
Yeah, you can give it to Pango. So then you have an old Pangolier with the disarm and silence.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Radiant's top tower is being denied.
It's got to be better than Grove Bow, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's got to be. Oh, double damage rune. Come on, where's my PL? Where is my Phantom Lancer? Oh, he's killing TB Illusions. Tanner's the one that's going to bottle up the double damage. Go for round 3 on that mid-tier 3 tower. They've got smoke if they want to. Bottom lane can get cleared out. They've got pretty good vision here watching Chicken Fighters as they make their long move up. The migration to the top lane. NIP.
Craggy Coat picked up by Dragonite. Yeah, they need to give it to supports. It just cripples Terrorblade in a team fight. That extra armor, even though Terrorblade was not even dishing out any kind of damage in the previous one. Roche may respawn in a minute and 20 seconds. I feel like NIP is strong enough to close out this game. Full Butterfly on Phantom Lancer. Terrorblade does not have any items to address that problem.
No answer whatsoever.
Is under attack.
So now it comes down to team fight execution, and I think buyback status here for the Radiant. Terrorblade, Storm, Kotl, Nyx all have buybacks, as they're the ones holding their high ground. Blinding Light up against the Tanner, double damage rune DK, Orb of Destruction.
Repair kit used, but
Doesn't
it's not
matter.
enough.
Is under Radiant.
DD and Orb of D.
Has fallen.
Triple D. Killing off the barracks. Leaving the melee for now. Coming down towards bottom lane. Going to clear out that creep wave very, very swiftly. And NIP want to get back up on the high ground. Find another kind of medium objective. Get some more use out of that double damage rune. Unhealable damage. This era, with the help of the Blinding Light, jump in with a Primal Split. Trying to focus down the Batrider so there is no jump, and the Cyclone sends the DK skywards. A good Will-O-Wisp here and a zip back
Milan in the
but
back
Storm
line.
Spirit, he's struggling to catch a single target. Chain stunned into oblivion yet again. That Dragon Tail into Cookie combo forces the buyback of the Storm. Another long zip, but Tanner has a BKB TP. Nothing to cancel it, while Saberlight back onto Dahak now. Impale him up, and the Phantom Lance is the one being picked off. A Doppelganger to try and get him a bit of distance away with a Glimmer Cape. Dahak might just be able to run out of this one.
They have
The
no
Cookie
dust,
out,
no
and there's no reveal. Supreme, he can ball lightning, but he doesn't want to. He's scared of what's lurking around the corner. Tanner, what did he BKB TP to tier 1? That's so smart.
Dire are
He's
scanning.
ready to rejoin the fight with Milan.
Milan was controlling the back lines. He even got the solo kill on Keeper of the Light, landing multiple stuns on Terrorblade and Next Assassin, so they could not deal any damage. That Blink Dagger pickup, really valuable, and this has to be one of the better
Tower is under
level
attack.
15 talents in the game, plus 4 seconds on your Rolling Thunder.
It is real sweet. Lots of lines drawn by the Pango. Come on, guys, let's get the lane shoved in. Blizzy dealing with the TB illusions mid. Haste Rune up top, but NIP really are all converging onto that bottom lane. Man, that Impale and Illuminate just doesn't bloody do anything. Tanner, he just walks straight back up. Repair kit, sure enough, will buy a little bit of time here for Chicken Fighters. But once again, we see the mini-map, and Terrorblade is nowhere to be seen. The jump in onto the Storm Spirit. Where's the chain stun? It's Milan again with a Rolling Thunder, and there's no buyback on Storm. Dead for 90 seconds, while Saberlight, he's jumped onto PPD, but the Grandma is bouncing around, full of life. Nothing really Chicken Fighters can even do to get a single kill. They're getting picked off one by one by the beautiful execution from NIP, and Charlie's Terrorblade is just nowhere to be seen. He's going back to jungle.
BKB and just backed away. I mean, I guess in game 2 they can play better because I believe play worse than this. Like, it just feels so desynchronized. No, nothing's on point for Chicken Fighters. I did not watch this team in like 2 months, but they swapped some of the players.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
I know these players can play a better Dota, but right now it just feels like watching a pub game.
Yeah, for sure.
Dire's middle tower
For sure.
has fallen.
Like, we know that, you know, Supreme, Saberlight on Hippomaniacs look real good. We know Charlie, very, very powerful position 1 player. Era, Soneko have both, you know, had a number of teams, have captained teams, have led drafts. They know the ins and outs of Dota 2. But I think you're right with the you know, the synchronization comment. They just don't have this cohesive manner of playing. They are all over the place right now.
Yeah, I remember Hippomaniacs. They looked like a really promising team. They had nice synergy. Not sure why they did not stick together. And they had like okay results. Maybe they thought they could do better, but overall the team looked very decent.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. I mean, Saberlight moved to Singularity, right? And then the team kind of crumbled around that. And then, you know, he stood in for Chaos?
He did one
Yeah.
tournament. He
Was
he
a
was their
BTS.
offlaner.
That's right. Yeah, so he moved left Hippomaniacs, went to Singularity, stood in for Chaos. But we'll come back to that as the initiation from the Chicken Fighters, starting off pretty well. Finally, they get the jump and a kill. Grandma down and buys back immediately as Milan rolling out of this absolute slaughterfest. We're seeing how sausage is made as the meat grinder of the Will-O-Wisp traps them all up on the high ground and forces NIP to disengage, blink away from that boulder toss, and look for another initiation here as Primal Split now down. Metamorphosis only lasting for another 20 seconds or so. This is where NIP know that the long cooldown ultis of Chicken Fighters, they've been expended. They don't have a fallback plan. They've got 7 Bloodstone charges on the Storm and no BKB. Take Roshan and go end the game, I think, is going to be the call here from NIP.
Still a couple of seconds of DD running on that Dragon Knight. Well, if Chicken Fighters want to take one extra fight, they need to try to steal the Roche. Someone should suicide. It is a suicide mission, but it's worth it if you can get either Cheese or Aegis.
Soneko, away he goes. Everybody TPing out of there. Brew and Kotl were closing in for that suicide mission, but NIP did a great job at moving out of the pit quickly, zoning them away, making sure there was no sneaky play. Storm has BKB money now.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Buyback, 3 minutes cooldown, so he may as well buy out for the BKB.
They really lack damage.
Dire's
If you
bottom
check
tower
like
is
what
under attack.
Brewmaster brings, Nyx Assassin and Keeper of the Light to the team fight, it's a lot of control, but who's gonna deal the damage? Storm Spirit can't really solo kill anyone anymore. There's a lot of BKBs. a lot of HP on all of these heroes, so they're relying on TB. They need to protect him. And TB, he instantly Qs Divine Rapier. I think that's the correct choice. You want to have True Strike against Butterfly on the Phantom Lancer, and you want to have damage like right now. If they knock on their tier 3 towers, he might be forced to buy like a Crystallis. It's a cheap damage item, and you need to invest all your gold.
Oh, Dragon Knight, he's so good at just jumping onto this high ground. Seneko, into the grave you go, buys back immediately, but they've also trapped up Supreme Storm, nearly killing him off during that lasso, and Saberlight's backstab with a primal split. Yes, it will cyclone up the Dragon Knight, but the follow-through is lacking. I'm looking at my mini-map again, Lacoste, and you know what I see? It's a TB on the opposite side of the map, so the cookie out will allow a little bit of a disengage here for Blizzy. Supreme finally clears up a kill, but Tanner stands his ground until he has to run away, even with BKB going, because Charlie has arrived. A 1-for-1 so far.
And he's back.
And Dragon Knight is back in. But now you just wait for meta to end, and you go again. Right, NIP? You have Aegis PL, DK Cheese in backpack. Terrorblade meta down in about 10 seconds, and he's still a good 2,500 gold away from that relic, the full rapier, which is still queued up.
Keeper of the Light using Chakram to reduce the cooldown on that meta. Let's see how low they can get it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Storm zipping around, clearing out that top wave. That means NIP can't actually push onto the tier 3.
Right now, Keeper of the Light just following Terrorblade, using Chakra Magic on him. They want to have meta ready for the next fight. It's a lot of gold for TB on the bottom lane.
It is, and that relic is getting closer and closer. He will have buyback off the back of that creep wave. Seneko with that last Chakra Magic, 20 seconds. But Era has already dropped, dead for 45. Metamorphosis is nearly ready. But you're losing your final lane of barracks here.
Shit, guys, what do I keep pushing? I need gold for relic. I'm close, but I'm not that close. Can you survive? That's just mega creep.
How many DDs has Tanner had on this DK? I swear it's been like
5.
4. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, oh, I've got a DD room, guys. Let's go push high ground. Come on, lads. Chop, chop. Get into the tier 4s. Taking down the buildings as quickly as that. Throne is going to be exposed in a second. And Chicken Fighters, they've only really got one fight left in them.
Charlie sold everything. He sold Power Treads, Raid Bands,
Oh, here we go.
Wand.
Mortimer's Kisses is blowing up Saberlight, finally gets off his primal split, and Charlie with a rapier whacking into Milan, but he Rolling Thunder jumps away. Supreme had a BKB to ball lightning out of the initiation as Dragon Knight still has BKB cheese. Tanner just blinks out of there. PPD is going to cookie to the high ground, and the chase continues looking for the grandma, but they cannot kill her off. Supreme's got nothing left to give. Glimmer caped up. He's bought a little bit of time here as the lasso comes on through, and Terrorblade Sunder back into Tanner, who's got the cheese still, and that's it. Done and dusted. Dead for 60. GG's called.
He got disarmed. Like, they need to play much better if they want to contest NIP in the second game. It's also a draft issue, I would say. They did not have a good ways of dealing with the Batrider, so Batrider was having a free time. It was a 10th pick drag.